Welcome back to Gossip Committee. It's your one and only host, Victoria Campos. Let me get it right this time. Last time I said Vasquez, but we are officially a Campos. And that brings me to why this episode is super, super special. I'm very excited because today I am having on my first guest. And I mean, first of all, I'm so excited about that. But second of all, this person happens to be the most important person in my life ever. So I would like to welcome Lucas Campos, my hubby.
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to give you a kiss.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for having me on, baby.
And they can't hear you, but
Okay, I was
yeah,
saying...
get set up first. Get set up and then start talking.
Hi. Yeah, no, I was saying thank you for having me on, and I was going to give you a kiss. I don't care if it's on camera.
Oh, yeah, of course not. We're married.
We're married.
And we've been together for 13 years, so it's okay. We can kiss.
Yeah, we can kiss. Pound it. That's what I'm talking about.
I can tell that you're like in your cool vibes, trying to be cool for the camera, huh?
How can you tell? I don't know.
Because I know you. Like,
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to, like, sound like not dumb, like I probably normally would at home, not caring.
Are you calling yourself dumb?
I mean, I can be a little bit, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. We can all be a little dumb sometimes.
I'm silly.
Okay, so you're on Gossip Committee.
I know. I must admit,
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because of all the hype you put on this. Like, look at this place. I can't believe this is my house and I'm nervous.
Okay, but you literally created this with me.
I know, and it just feels like I'm going somewhere special.
Aww.
And it's just like, I gotta do my best, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I'm here, so thank you for having me here.
If you're unfamiliar with how we do it over at Gossip Committee, this is a no judgment zone. And you don't have to worry about being anybody but yourself.
Okay.
You don't have to look cool for the camera. The most important thing for me on the podcast is it being relatable and you being able to talk openly about your actual real feelings on different topics. And this is like a little circle of trust. There's no judgment here.
Well, then it kind of makes me feel like it's just our normal conversations that you and I would just have on any random day.
That's how it should feel. And I think we a lot of times we'll be like watching a show and like we Netflix and chill a lot. Like something that we love to do is literally watch shows. And to me, that is like totally quality time. Sometimes people say like, oh, if you're just a couple that just watches shows, like you're not really spending time together. But what Lucas and I do is we put on a show and then like during commercials or we just have a random thought like pop into our heads, we pause.
We like totally stop the show to like gossip about it. You know what I mean?
Well, not just gossip about the show, but like just talk.
Yeah, sometimes we just want to ask each other questions that has nothing to do with what we're watching.
Yeah, for sure. And it's
so basically we don't force anything to happen. We just hang out whenever we want to say something. We can pause the show and say whatever is in our, our minds.
And a lot of times we will get into like a deep conversation and then the show ends up being paused for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, or you'll probably say something like, this would be really good if it was on the podcast.
I have said that so many times.
So many times you've said that.
So many times. So I hope that I don't like put my, standard down there with this little interview here. Because I feel like we've had good interviews off cameras.
Yeah, but well, that's the thing. Like, just don't treat it as an interview and just take it as like a normal conversation with me that we would be having. The only thing we're adding is a camera, lights, and microphones. So no big deal.
No biggie. Let's go.
No big deal.
I love your new vibe though, by the way.
I love it too. You guys,
Fire.
I told Lucas I wanted a new vibe before I started recording again. And he took it upon himself to order this wallpaper. And like, he didn't even ask me for my opinion or anything. He just ordered it because he knows that I'm indecisive as fuck and I'll never make a decision.
So am I though, but sometimes
You are-
you just gotta step up to the plate.
We're Libras, guys.
Yeah.
So we're super indecisive. But yeah, no, he just ordered it and
I did a good job.
You did a good job. I love it. It's vibes.
That's cool.
Yeah. So okay, I want to like actually hop into the podcast of like getting to know you. Obviously, I know you, duh. But like, I
Hopefully.
want, yeah.
Do you know me?
I definitely
Like
know you.
100%.
Like
Oh
150%.
man, that's too much.
No. Well, I still love you. I'm still here. So.
Good.
So anyways, but I want like the audience to know you and just tell me a little bit about like who you are and yeah, like what you
Who am I?
Yeah, who is Lucas Campos?
Okay. Lucas Campos, for those of you that don't know, the way that I would put it is, because everybody could have different opinions, right? But this is my opinion of myself. I would say that I'm a young man still finding myself in the world. You making fun of me right there.
No, I'm a young man. Sorry.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm almost 30. I'm 29. So I'm still in my 20s. So yes, definitely a young man, still trying to figure out, my purpose in life. I've had plenty of dreams, still have plenty of dreams on what I'd like to do career-wise. But ultimately, I think that God has like a destiny, a plan for everybody. And maybe I'm still just, figuring out mine. It's on God's time, not my time. And things don't happen when I want them to happen. If I want them to happen fast or, a long time ago, that doesn't make a difference. It's what God's gonna, put in my way to happen at that time. That's when it's gonna happen. I can't force anything. So yeah, that's who I am. Just a young man trying to figure out his deal in life, and just try to enjoy my everyday with my loved ones.
To follow that up, what would you say your first dream was?
I grew up my whole life wanting to be a soccer player. I'm from Brazil, and soccer was just predominantly, the only sport I ever played in my life and took it serious. And, not to be cocky, but I was pretty good in my prime, I would say.
And
So
when was your prime?
definitely when I was in high school. Yeah, I've always dreamed of becoming a professional soccer player, but due to some injuries and, where I'm at and where I've been in life, I wasn't able to make it. But, God had a better plan for me. And, yeah, I can't complain about why things didn't happen.
I do want you to.
I feel like when you ask people what their dreams were and the dreams didn't happen, like most people are like upset about it, but like I'm upset about that not happening specifically, but I'm not I'm not upset about the whole reason and everything that's come out of it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely probably wouldn't be where we are today.
Right. I wouldn't have my family today, and I wouldn't take that.
Well, you never know, but like I was going to say, I want you to get more specific into like why that dream didn't play out or kind of like what happened there.
Well, in my country, you can just, there's higher chances of you making it in a professional sport without having to go to college. To be honest, I didn't have really good college grades here. I mean, school grades here to go to college. And so I was getting a soccer scholarship. But my senior year in high school, I ended up tearing my knee and tore my ACL and my meniscus at the same time. And so they took away my scholarship, so I couldn't go to college. I didn't have good grades to go. So I didn't know what was going to happen, and I just kind of gave up there and started working. And that's when my dream of being a soccer player kind of went through the drains.
Yeah. So I will say at the time that he tore his ACL, I mean, we had already been together for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time we were actually broken up.
We were, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not upset about what happened because obviously we got back together. We fixed things.
Because you were here. If you had gone to
Because
college.
if I would have gone to college, we probably wouldn't have gotten back together, at least so soon.
Yeah.
And who knows if we would have had our kids.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean,
So,
it sucks that I didn't get to become a soccer player, but I wouldn't take that rather than having what I have now.
yeah. Not to be selfish, but I'm kind of glad it worked out that way.
Me too. I'm glad.
Okay. So then I mean, it's like, do we talk about, there's so much to cover when it comes to us. I know, like,
Yeah.
I know what people really, really, really want to, hear about, but like also I feel like we are kind of, in some people's eyes, relationship goals because we've been together for 13 years now.
Yes, we have been together for a long time. And it's honestly more than any of my friends. There's a couple of friends that come close, but we win. We're in front,
Hashtag winning.
We're in the front of the race here. No, but yeah, I tend not to look at us as like goals for anybody because I feel like that's what makes somebody cocky, or like overthink about themselves. And I don't ever want to overthink about us. I want us to just be the best versions that we can be. And if people think that we're cool, that's amazing. But like, if you don't, whatever. I don't care.
I think we're a couple goals, like in a way, like we've never given up on each other. Why do you think we have been together so long? And, I mean, obviously we had a couple breakups in between, but why do you think we've managed to come so long into our relationship?
To answer that question honestly, I mean, obviously our breakups, we were kids and made mistakes. But the fact that we found a way to keep loving each other through those, mistakes and growing up, it just means that God has put us in each other's lives for a reason. Like, I didn't choose to love you. I just, found myself loving you. So that wasn't something that I could like just, push away and go do something else. You're just somebody I could not help but love. So.
Do you think I'm your soulmate?
I do, and you're silly. Yeah, you're funny.
Well, I mean, when you say sweet things like that, it makes me want to ask, like, what do you love about me?
Nah, is it because we like play around with each other a lot?
We do.
Yeah. No, obviously, I love how loyal you are to me. I love how you are there for me no matter what. Obviously, I just went through the most traumatic, point in my life, and I didn't have to ask you to be there, and you were there for me. So,
obviously,
there's just no questions. And honestly, before the accident that I had, I knew you were there for me no matter what. But that was just proof. So, thank you for being.
So you love me.
I do love you so much.
I love you more.
Yeah.
It's funny because obviously we're like, a bug just flew in your face. Okay. We're kind of like showing our lovey-dovey sides a little bit, but I think and obviously we love each other because we've been together for so long. Like, that's a fact. We do.
Yeah.
But in real life, we kind of like mess with each other more and we like play around.
She
and
hates me.
dude, he's super fucking annoying. Like, he's actually, why have you been so annoying like these last few days? You've been really fucking annoying.
I don't know, babe. My jokes come out naturally. And sometimes you like them, sometimes you hate them. But I can't help when I joke. Jokes just come out.
I know, but I want you to like be more loving sometimes, you know? Like sometimes you just mess around too much and you're just only joking all day, every day, like consistently.
But I
And
like
I'm
to pick
like,
on you.
I need some love. Like you kind of act like a I don't want to say you act like a brother, but like sometimes you're just acting like a brother. And then like you think, okay, I've acted like an annoying brother all day. Now I'm going to smack her ass and like try and get some. And you think I want to have sex with you after you've acted like my
Well,
brother all day?
look, it's worked most of the time, so I'm not complaining.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to sit here and play cool just because you're on camera. It's okay. It's fine.
Are you being real right
I'm
now?
being 100% real. Yeah, I don't think you are. That's
Okay,
funny.
so before we get to like the deep, deep, deep stuff,
There's more more deep than this.
obviously, you know, like it's gonna get deep, but
Sheesh.
um, before we get to the deep stuff, since we're kind of on the topic of sexy time, I mean,
Ay, ay, ay.
we got to talk about some stuff.
What?
I know you don't listen to the podcast because this is a girl thing, like, and not that if you're a guy you listen, like that you shouldn't be listening, but like it's not meant for Lucas to listen to.
Yeah,
So
this is pretty much girl talk that she's having with her friends. And I mean, it's just the topics don't usually interest me.
right, because guys don't really like to get deep. And guys like
Yeah.
conversation amongst guys, like they keep it very surface level and short.
Yeah,
And
we do.
yeah, so that's why this isn't really for guys. But I'm glad that you're on so we can actually have more of an in-depth conversation about
Okay.
a guy. So anyways, sex.
Shoot me.
I have brought up on the podcast, and you're aware of this, that when I was very active in breastfeeding Milo, you have a thing for milking me. What's that about? What do you love about it? What gets you turned on when it comes to that little
I know
kink?
that you had talked about this, but like you bringing it back up.
Yeah, of course, of course. I got to put you on the spot because I think a lot of people were like, "Wait, what? That turns you on?" So like I need to know what's the hype about it?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have many kinks like that. There's not a lot of things that's like weirdly turn me on. But for some reason, and this was something I did not know before, like it wasn't something I
Encountered?
had encountered or experienced or whatever, even seen in a porno. Like it wasn't something that like I had a weird fetish for. But because obviously you went through your pregnancy and then me being with you, we kind of discovered that happening
We discovered it.
together. And for some reason, it just made me, turned on for it. And I really liked it. And I'm honestly sad that it's
Come to an end.
come to a closure. Like I told you, you should keep pumping after you're done breastfeeding.
I'm sorry, but that is just not sustainable. Like he wants me to
Oh my
keep
God.
pumping so I can fulfill his weird kinky ways of wanting to milk me for the rest of his life. Like, no, I'm good, thank you.
I mean, yeah, I'm sad. That's all I can say.
Okay,
It's
but like,
done.
what is it about it? Like, just like the liquid everywhere.
No, I can't explain. Like there's no like one detail, like specifically, this is why. There is no like this. I think it's like all of it.
Just as a whole,
As
it
a
just
whole.
is hot to you.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
I
interesting.
fuck with it.
Ew, stop.
I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, Mr. Suave. Are you bringing like some suave swag to the
No, I'm
gossip
just
committee?
being me.
Okay,
This is
okay.
who I am.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Okay, let me think. Do you have any like sex questions for me?
I do not have any
Of
sex
course you
questions
don't.
for you.
Of course you don't. Okay, why I feel like you don't like to make out as much as I do. What's up with that?
I don't know. I'm just not a big maker outer. Like I feel like swapping saliva back and forth.
Okay, but
Just
we're like super intimate. Like,
yeah, but
you
like
should be okay
when
with
we're
it.
like super intimate, it can happen. But it's not something I'm just like down for on the like random time. Like I don't know. I just I'll do it, but it's not my favorite. You know what I mean?
Do you not think I'm a good kisser or
No,
something?
it's not you. Hell no, it's not you at all.
So I am a good kisser.
Hell yeah.
You like the way I kiss.
Amazing.
It flows
It
nicely.
flows, it's smooth, it's very nice.
Sorry, guys. I like to have him rub my ego a little bit because it feels good when you
Yeah, she's
like.
always fishing for compliments every single day. She asks me something
Maybe
just
it's
to hear, a positive comment back to her.
well, maybe it's because you're not like you're not giving me enough compliments throughout the day.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's true. He's actually really
That's
great
not
with
true.
words of affirmation. He's always like,
Very, very good.
do you okay, here's my next question. Are you disappointed that I don't have a fat ass?
No, I'm not disappointed. I fell in love with you just the way you were. And I'd be disappointed in you if you didn't continuously work on your body to be better for yourself. And then getting pretty off of that, getting a booty, getting skinny, getting a nice waist. That's a bonus out of you taking care of yourself. So that's how I'd be disappointed if you didn't take care of yourself. I don't like lards, so you can't like just
Okay.
not care
Okay.
about.
Oh,
I think people should be healthy.
you think people should? So it's a health
It's about
thing
health.
for you.
Oh yeah, health turns me on. If you're healthy, that's a plus.
Okay, got it. You might just get canceled on your first fucking episode.
Hey, that's fine. Cancel me for speaking the truth. It is what it is.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to the fact that we just got married. Are you happy to be married to me? Are you happy for me to be a Campos?
I'm just kidding.
I'm like,
play the silent game there.
yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, of course, babe. I think it was a long time coming.
It
right?
was. It was way overdue.
When, like, how many years ago did I propose?
You proposed on our 7-year anniversary, so it had been
Was it
like
our 7 years?
Yeah, so I guess it had been 6 years.
Dang, almost just as long as it took for the proposal.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
That's crazy.
That's so crazy. I didn't
insane.
even think about it like that, but that is wild. Okay, did you have fun at our reception?
I did have so much fun. The reason why we didn't have a wedding is because financially we couldn't put together the dream wedding that we've always thought of, right?
Yeah, it just didn't make sense because like what we would have wanted would have been like super, super, super expensive because I would say we have expensive taste.
Yeah.
And and honestly, I don't even think we would have been comfortable having anybody else spend that money for us.
No, I feel guilty.
Because weddings are just overpriced in
It's
general.
so overpriced.
So I think like what we did was great and it was fine. Did you?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah. Did you
had an
enjoy the
amazing
party?
time. It was beautiful.
Did you like my speech?
I did love your speech, and I can't wait to actually see the little footage that we're supposed to get back.
Yeah, I know.
It was nice.
I'm excited about that too.
Yeah. I felt like I was like not rushing mine, but I felt like I didn't slow it down enough.
Yeah, I talked about your speech on the podcast.
What'd you say?
I said that I was upfront and honest with you that I think you read your speech like too much and you like didn't look up from reading and it came across like kind of fast. But I loved it. I liked it. I did. But like you didn't look at me. I wanted you to like look me in my eyes and kind of.
I was nervous. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get it. I also said like it was out of your comfort zone, so it was fine.
Yeah, I was very nervous.
But let me tell you, like one other thing that I was like kind of like disappointed about. Hold on, let me check the timer and make sure. Okay, I'll end it on this before I have to start the cameras over again. But I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't like more of like a mosh pit on the dance floor of like singing and dancing. I wanted more people to like sing and dance hardcore, and like that wasn't really the vibe.
It wasn't, but I'm not mad about it. Um, I think everybody was having fun doing their own thing.
Yeah,
Having conversations. I think
that's what I said.
they used it as that party, that get together place, as like a place to, conversate. I feel like when people are just out dancing, they're not talking.
Obviously. Yeah.
So I I thought it was cool. I don't have any complaints.
Okay, well, I'm glad
It
you
was
liked it.
beautiful.
I think we had fun. Okay, so moving on to the next topic, which is probably the most anticipated topic, is going to be a little incident that took place 9 months ago where
Yeesh.
you freaked us all the fuck out. And
Dang.
I want to get into that. And I wanted to ask you specific questions about what happened that night. And yeah, so we'll just jump right into it. What do
All
you
right.
remember about August 7th?
You know, this is a conversation that's come up a lot in my life in the past few months. Everybody just wanting to know exactly what went down and how it went down. But the reason that it's complicated for me is because it was all a blur. I don't remember anything. The During the day I was out with a couple of friends to help them, record music videos and just pictures, and was outside, and um, obviously I got intoxicated throughout the day and even more at night.
How did that start? Like what were you, I want to know details. Like what were you drinking? What else were you doing?
I
Like what
don't
was happening?
remember what I was drinking. I think I may have had a little bit of everything, like whatever everybody else was drinking. I drank some. I think I remember drinking beer, some tequila, some whiskey. I think I just had a little bit of everything.
And were you drinking because you guys were just trying to get in the vibe of like shooting a music video,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's just something you do on the reg?
No, yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. So, because I've had this accident, whoever is hearing this story for the first time and doesn't know me probably think, oh, yeah, you know, you deserved it. You were kind of close to it anyways. You were an alcoholic, drinking every day, just, depending on it. But the truth is I'm not even an alcoholic. I don't drink every day. Never have. Not even every weekend. It was just sometimes. But I guess that one day, August 7th, I overdid it. It was the one night where I went over the limit and a big accident happened. But yeah, I'm not an alcoholic. Don't drink a lot. Till this day, I don't drink to get drunk. I just like having a couple beers because I actually enjoyed the taste of beer. And I'll drink some wine with my wife when we're chilling at home, just watching movies, whatever. I'm not a big drinker. But yeah, that day I was drinking a lot. Cause we were drinking a little bit, you know, to get in the vibe with everybody, just have a good time.
Were you doing anything else?
I may have smoked a little bit as well.
May have. This is the gossip committee. You got to keep things real
Yeah, no,
here.
I did. I smoked a little bit that day as well with my friends. Um, because usually we did that when we were making music. But that day I just overdid it, overdid everything. I I don't remember, towards the end of the night how, things started to shift in my brain. I just remember, you know, feeling tired and then texting you saying I wanted to come home. And I guess you told me to just stay back and enjoy myself, which I did.
Okay, so let me elaborate on what he's talking about a little bit. He left the house at like 2 o'clock that day, and they were going to Atlanta to like shoot scenes for the music video. And he texted me around like, I would say like 7:30 or 8.
I don't remember.
Yeah, of course you don't remember, but like, yeah, you texted me and you were like, okay, I'm like so ready to come home. They want to go to Buckhead. My shoulder hurts. I just want to come home and play my video game. Can you like call and make a scene? And I was like,
I was trying to get you to make a scene to get me out.
so you could bail. Yeah. And I was like, absolutely not, because that's just not the person that I am. Like, I am very much a person that lets him go and do his own thing, and I don't mind. And I don't want to like look like that girlfriend at the time that is like
Fiance.
controlling. I guess, yeah, I was fiance at the time.
Yeah.
I am just not a controlling person. So I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. Don't be a vibe killer. Just like enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, but I think by that point I was already intoxicated. But whatever. It wasn't God's plan for that night to keep going.
Right.
And me to go through what I went through.
But then there was like a second time of you asking me, basically you called me again, FaceTimed me at like 9 p.m. and you were like, hey, my mom is on the way home. She said she'll come to the house and like stay with the kids while they're sleeping and you can come out. And I was like, no, like I'm cozy on the couch and I am not going out tonight. Like that does not sound like the vibe.
I gave you 2 chances to save me and you said, nope, I'm not going to save you. I'm just kidding.
I felt really bad about that.
No, I know you did.
So I was like, no. And I remember like when he FaceTimed me, like he was literally at the liquor store. Like he was in the car and like one of his friends was going inside to get drinks. And like, I think casually drinking and driving, and I know it's super normalized. Like it's just a normal thing. I didn't question it. And of course I had told him like, not that day, but like in the past and many times before, like, oh, don't drink and drive. Like, don't be a dumbass. But he didn't seem drunk to me at that point, like at all. Like he seemed fine. So like, I just didn't think about it. I didn't think to be like, be careful or anything. Like I was just going with emotions, I guess. And then the next thing you know, I went to sleep pretty early. Like I was tired and I wake up to a phone call from a friend at 4:00 in the morning. And he's like, Victoria, my brother was passing by and saw that Lucas was in a car accident and he's headed to Kennestone. And I was like, okay, like I'm in zombie mode. Like I like am like half asleep. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm going to call his mom. So then I hang up and I'm like, wait a second. What's going on? So then I text the guy that called. He is my friend's husband. Yeah. And he's like, I text her and I'm like, wait, how bad is this? And she's like, his brother is at the scene of the accident. Call him. And so I call him and I'm like, hey, like what's going on? Like, is this bad? And he's like, he's not awake. He's bleeding from his head. And he is they're taking him to Kennestone right now.
I can't imagine receiving a phone call like that about somebody I love.
It was like the person that I love the most.
That would have freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't know how you would have dealt with it.
I wouldn't. I don't know.
If I was in that.
Don't know how I would have.
So
You're strong.
thank you. I called his mom, and then the next phone call I made was to his aunt so she could come to the house while the kids were sleeping so I could head to Kennestone. I get to Kennestone, and
it's just all this.
Yeah, all this stuff that you weren't there for.
Oh my God.
So I get to Kennestone and they take me back to where his parents are, which is like in the family waiting room, not in the like normal waiting room, but like back in the hospital, like in the family waiting room. And his mom is like on the floor crying in his dad's like lap basically, and I'm like, this is not real life. Like none of this had hit me yet. Like I hadn't started crying or anything at this point because I think my brain was just like in survival mode, and I didn't know what to cry about because I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
So then we had to wait there for like what it felt like, I think like at least an hour before somebody came back and was like,
He's alive.
yeah, they
Yeah.
were like, well, what they said was, so he's breathing, not well, but he's breathing. I'm the person that, took care of him when he came in, and, he got in a very, very bad accident and has a lot of injuries. And, he suffered a minor brain injury. And
Was that the biggest of your worry right there? The brain?
yeah, obviously, like your brain, your spine, like I was like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And she said that you had a lot of broken bones in your face.
Yeah.
And that was fine. But like, yeah, she said the brain injury thing. And she said it is a minor bleed. The next time we'll be able to do a CAT scan is not for like, I think it was like 5 hours, and that would have been like 11 in the morning. And at that time we can see if the brain bleed has gotten worse or if it stayed the same or gotten better.
Right.
And so my next question was like, okay, somebody with this injury, is it likely that he can make a full recovery? And she was like, no, like it's not likely at all. Babe, stop laughing.
I'm sorry.
It's not funny at all.
No, I'm not
Like
laughing.
it wasn't a
because
funny
it's funny
time. Like
I know. Maybe I'm just weird and awkward about it.
yeah, like take it seriously
Okay,
because it was
okay.
serious.
Like I said, I just tried to.
There's no light in it,
make
and that moment was
You're
there
right.
was nothing like happy or positive about it.
No, I know. I don't like feeling pity for myself. You know? I don't know how to explain it.
But it wasn't you going through that moment. It was
No, I
me
know,
and
I
your
know.
mom and your dad and
Of
everybody
course.
else around
I
you.
can't imagine what
So
it
you
was.
can feel pity for us because
Yes,
you
I
put us
do.
in that
I
situation.
do feel pity for you guys. It sucks to imagine even going through something like that, and you guys did go through something like that.
She said no, like it wasn't likely that you would make a full recovery, and that the part of the brain that was affected was like personality, the part that like that controls impulsiveness and like emotions and stuff. And so like it was at that point that I was like, okay, like I think I was just preparing for the worst. And I was like, like his personality is going to be completely different. Like, will he be like a vegetable, like staring at a wall, like unable to communicate? Will he like know who I am? Will he be able to like communicate with our kids? Like obviously the worst was like going through my mind.
Yeah, and I wasn't even there for that. Like,
Right. You weren't there for a lot of the next few days. And
Yeah.
I mean, into weeks, you weren't really there.
right.
So after that, they finally took us back, and I was expecting the worst, obviously.
Yeah.
But you actually like didn't look that bad yet. Like your face wasn't swollen yet. I mean, it was just a few hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it was several hours, but the swelling like hadn't kicked in yet. And you were like really like bloody. And obviously it was hard seeing you in any condition like that. But like I said, I was expecting a lot worse. Then after that, obviously, like, our loved ones, like my family started showing up to the hospital, and we were just in the waiting room. We were waiting for that second CAT scan to come along. And when it did, they came back to us and said, like, okay, the brain bleed has not gotten worse. It has pretty much stopped. So that's good news. I mean, like, they were saying these things and I didn't know what they meant.
Right.
But like, at least it wasn't getting worse.
Yeah.
And so the next thing they were going to do was an MRI, and that was going to tell us like about any like spine, neck, or like brain damage that the brain bleed had done.
Okay.
It was going to get more specific, I guess. Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't find out about what the results of that were until like 6 p.m. So like the whole day, like I had, texted like our best friends, telling them the situation, and like obviously like news had like gotten around and people were like calling me, but I wasn't like really answering because I didn't feel like I could answer people when I didn't even know what was going on anyways. And I knew people were going to be like...
There's just a lot going on for you to even be able to deal with that many people.
Yeah, exactly. So It was just a lot. I remember going into the room with like your mom and the neurosurgeon coming in and being like, trying to talk to you, like, Lucas, if you hear me, like,
yeah, I saw some videos.
Yeah, like I have videos from the hospital that me and you have watched like several times.
It was like a scary movie watching the little videos I saw.
Yeah, it's so like, it doesn't feel real.
It doesn't look real
now that we look back at it. But he was like trying to talk to you and say like, Lucas, like, give me a thumbs up. And like, obviously you weren't responding, but like your toes were moving a little bit and like your leg. And so when we saw your leg move, like that was like something to celebrate. Like we had no idea like what was going on with you, but like the fact that your leg moved, we were like, okay, like he's not paralyzed or nothing is wrong with his legs, even though they knew your legs weren't broken, but still like seeing your leg moved was like a celebration. And I like had taken a video of that. And then I went back to the waiting room where like my mom and your dad and your mom's friend and my dad and stuff were. And I showed them the video of your leg moving, and we were all like kind of like gasped for air, like relieved.
Isn't it crazy that like the little details of like normal things in life, it's something to celebrate so hard when you're in such a critical condition. Yeah. So, that makes me know and realize much more that like you should just enjoy everything about your life because you're doing everything normal. You're breathing.
Yeah. And I mean, over the next few days, there were so many, next few weeks, like we got to celebrate like the tiniest of things. But before I get into that, like I'll say like the third day was like the hardest because I found out that you were going to be getting like a tracheostomy, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. We're bad at these terms. Like we don't know the
like
the names.
I've obviously never dealt with this before, so like I don't know, but if I'm saying it incorrectly, but it's where they put something in your throat because like he wasn't breathing well, and he needed to breathe like through his throat or something. So they had to make a hole in his throat, and that has like affected his voice a little bit. It's come back a lot.
Yeah. Do you think that it's 100%? I mean,
I think it's like 99%.
I'm a little bit sick right now, but
yeah, I think it's like 99%.
It's pretty close, right?
Yeah, for sure. But they were like, they were using words like semi-permanent. And I'm like, what the heck does that mean? Like, does that mean like 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years? Or like, what does semi-permanent mean? And they were like, well, we just won't know until he wakes up and we figure out what's going on. And so I'm like, okay, like what the hell? And so I'm thinking like, okay, he's going to have this thing in his throat. He's going to talk like a robot. He's not going to be able to eat food correctly. So to me, this seems like very serious. And also like on the second or third day or something, he was getting facial reconstructive surgery to like repair all of like the bones in his face.
Mm-hmm.
And and I mean, you can see like the scar on the side of his face. Like that scar goes from like the side of his eye all the way up to his head. And like he could have been so
Yeah.
close to just being blind in that eye.
So many things could have, happened that could have been worse. Like, that's why my situation, the only definition I have for it is a blessing. It's a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I fractured my neck. So,
Oh yeah.
could
So
have been.
later when they came that Sunday, that first day, when they came back with the MRI results, like it was good news, like that his spine was intact. His neck was like whatever could have been damaged in his neck that would have created a bigger problem wasn't. He just had a neck fracture.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the brain bleed didn't go deeper than like the surface. So we still don't know what the significance of like the brain bleed is, but we know that like it didn't go further into his brain to create brain damage. So, but they're telling me like, but we won't know like the full effect of like what's going on until like he wakes up and, time has gone by.
Mm-hmm.
So like, while these are like celebrations, like he's still like the father of my children. Like my children are at home. Like I have children to raise with this man. Like, yes, I'm happy that like, okay, his spine isn't broken or he's not going to be in a wheelchair
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But like, what is his quality of life going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, the next few days go by. The tracheostomy happens. The facial surgery happens. He's having like some stomach problems happening. There was like something wrong with your stomach, like an air bubble in your tummy or something. You weren't like talking or anything for like, I think like 14 days it was. But before that, like, you started to like finally like make like hand signals that like showed your personality. Like you went like this, and that was like huge. Like I was so excited about that because I was like, okay, that's like a little piece of you. I was like, okay, so that's good. Like that's a little piece of him, like his personality.
Yeah.
And that was it was just so wild. And I was just like, everybody was like worried about you and wanted to see you. And then obviously I've talked about on the podcast about like how like I was happy about like people wanting to see you and checking in on you and stuff. But like, I didn't really like want all of the visitors.
Yeah, it was just worry after worry. And so it was just a lot on y'all's plate, the people that were there in the hospital.
Yeah. From you like knowing kind of like the backstory of like why I didn't want visitors and stuff, like does that make sense to you, or do you think I should have been more sensitive to the people that wanted to come, or do you think people around me should have been more sensitive to like me not wanting visitors?
No, I agree with you 100%. I think thinking on the outside looking in, if anybody was going through something so traumatic like that, I think they deserve, the little space within their immediate private family. Even though a lot of people, a lot of friends, wanted to come and visit and show their support, show their love, which is very, amazing. Thank you for all the prayers and love sent my way. But I think in that moment, you and my close family, y'all just needed to be y'all, focusing on that little, day by day detail, and not worry about putting more stuff on your plate. Because like I said, it was so traumatic. So many things, so many worry after worry. Is he going to be alive? Yes. And now is he going to be, brain dead? Is he going to be cuckoo? Is he going to be fine? Is he going to be himself? Is he going to be able to act how he does on a, normal day-to-day basis? Because, if I wasn't, then, yeah, I'd be alive, but it's like a part of me would have died,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just blessed. I have no words to describe what I went through. It's a miracle from God. If you seen the pictures of the car, it doesn't even look like a human being fits inside. And it just it just comes to show like how amazing God is, because you know part of the reason why I survived is because of my height. If I was an inch taller, which I've always complained about my height, if you don't know, I'm short. I've always said that, dang, I want to be taller. But in that moment, being just as tall as I was the perfect amount for me not to die. If I was an inch taller, I would have died because my head would have been crushed more. And who knows how deep that brain injury would have been. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, yeah, like I always say, it's just a miracle that I can't describe. I can't put into words, you know, to explain how I'm here. It was God. Angels were there protecting me, putting their wings around me.
From the start to present day, like God has been there having angels like wrapped around you
100%.
because the car was just like, it doesn't make sense that you weren't more damaged than you were. And then to have a person that knows you, knows us, driving by at 4 o'clock in the morning and
Yeah.
then deciding to like stop, not because they knew it was your car. Like they didn't know it was your car. Like
No.
I didn't even know he lived close to us, you know?
I don't think there was a way of telling. Like, it was so dark outside.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been anybody. It was so late at night.
But somebody that we knew stopped
Somebody, yeah.
and got there fast enough to call the police and have them get him in time before he just like bled to death.
You know who you are. And if you're listening, thank you, man. Without you being there that night, I most likely wouldn't be here tonight. So appreciate you. Much love. God bless. Thank you.
Yeah, just going back to like that first week, like it was just scary because, they had you like super, super, super sedated, but to like see if you could pass those neurological exams, like brain exams, they had to like bring down the sedation. And every single time they brought down the sedation, you would like go crazy and start ripping things out, like the
Tubes.
like all the tubes
Everything that was on me.
and stuff. Yeah. And there was something in your stomach. Oh yeah, that was another thing. Like you had to get a tube in your stomach to feed you.
Yeah.
And tubes to go to the bathroom and stuff. And like you would just like rip everything out and you wouldn't listen to us and you'd be like moaning and groaning. And it was just like scary. And that it was a constant thing that would happen like every time they tried to get you to do the neurological exams. And it happened a few times. Like there was one time that like literally every single nurse on the ICU floor had to be in your room and I was there to hold you down. And it was literally like eight nurses. So yeah, like it was traumatizing and it was scary. And then this is when people are calling me saying like, can we come by? And I'm like, like, I don't know if this is like a great time.
I think,
And even when you started to get better, like you couldn't even walk for a little bit. Like you were going to the bathroom in a bucket, like that I was having to hold, like, or your parents,
I was going to say I think, but I don't think. I know for sure. I know that you did the best you could do for me, and you were there, an amount that I couldn't say thank you enough for. So thank you for being there for me. I know you're my wife now. You were just my fiance then, but
and just the mother of your kids.
Just the mother of my kids. But no, thank you so much for being so close to me and protecting me and wanting my best. Just being by my side. I'm thankful for that, for sure.
Yeah, of course. Like I know that you would do the same for me.
Yeah.
And I think you would have been the same way I was when it comes to visitors. Like obviously like I let super close people to us come, but like I just didn't want random people.
No, I agree.
There.
It's okay.
And then even when you started like talking, like you were
not
out of it.
Not there yet.
Yeah, you were saying stuff to me like you were talking to the nurse and talking to me at the same time, and you would say like, I was having a great time in my garage, and then Victoria had to come and bring me here. Like, you weren't making sense.
Yeah, I didn't even know where I was.
Yeah.
It was all like a cloud for me. Until the last
week
of the hospital.
when he finally got to like the therapy.
I was there for about a month, by the way.
Yeah.
Almost a month.
When he got to the therapy floor, that's when like I feel like that's what you like can remember of the hospital. Is like the last
all
week.
I can remember, yeah. Because before that, I was so sedated. I was on
and
a
you
lot
were
of
recovering from a
medications
brain injury.
and recovering. So, I don't remember anything. It was all like a blur to me.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I did fall because my mom was in the hospital overnight with me. I think Vic had come home. And my mom left the room to go use the bathroom, and I got up out of the bed. And
he was like, I have to go to work.
I don't remember getting up, but I remember falling. I fell on my face, and obviously I didn't block, so my face hit the ground.
He had to go get a CAT scan. He had to be rushed to go get a CAT scan to make sure like he didn't fuck anything up.
So that part I remember because of the pain I felt in that moment. It was
that was terrible because your neck, you didn't have your neck brace on.
No, I was already broken, fractured neck, and I fell on my face.
You were recovering from face surgery just like a couple weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was insane, guys, like the whole entire process. But then we got into that last week, and like he was like not like, we were talking and he was like getting familiar with what was going on. And like when he finally like started to have a conversation and stuff with me, like there's video of me just like bawling, crying, and being like, oh my God, like, do you understand what happened? Like, remember I showed you that the other day, and I'm like, no, like, you don't get it. Like, you don't get it. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, just going off, like ranting. And I couldn't help it, guys. Like, I was going through something insane. Like, I couldn't help it. And, anyways, in that last week, like, he still, like, we weren't connecting like I wanted to, but like he just wasn't fully there yet. He wasn't
myself. 100%.
He wasn't himself yet. I mean, even when he came home, like he was still not himself
took me a while
for a couple months
to get back.
He lost 40 pounds. He lost 40 pounds in the hospital.
Man, the let me say this word right. The repercussions of that accident has been so much. It's been weighing a big toll on me. Like she just said, I had lost 40 pounds when I was in the hospital. By the way, at the time, I was in the best shape of my life. That's another reason why.
Prior to having the accident.
Yeah, prior to the accident. It was the best shape of my life. And that's probably another reason why I was able to,
handle it,
withhold so much damage to my body, because I was physically at my best. So I lost 40 pounds. And then coming home, I gained 40 pounds back, but, not muscle, just, fat in the wrong places. And that's been tough on me. And obviously the swelling and just, my confidence, looking in the mirror every day has been my biggest insecurity. I hear everybody tell me like, oh my God, you look great. And, you're saved, you're here. It's the same things that I hear. And yes, it's all true. And I'm grateful. I'm so thankful for it. But, it's just a me thing. It's not what anybody else thinks of me. It's not what I see somebody see in me. It's just what I see when I look in the mirror. My confidence is just a little low at the moment because I don't see myself 100% back to, who I'm supposed to be, I guess. I'm still swollen a little bit. If you're watching the video, you can probably see. But that's still getting better, and there's no time. I've had these conversations with the doctors about when is the swelling gonna go down 100%, and none of them could tell me a definite answer. So that's been taking a big toll on me for sure. What do you think? I mean, do you see a difference?
Yeah. So like when we compare like pictures of you before the accident and now, like there is a difference, and I can't exactly like put my finger on it. I don't know if it's swelling. I don't know if it's just not it being completely symmetrical to the other side of your face. I don't know if it's swelling even in the other side. Like I can't really tell, but I can tell that it's not exactly like what it used to be.
Right. And that's what worries me, because what I see in the mirror is a completely different person. And it just scares me a little, because for 29 years I've seen one person, and just seeing someone else is a little bit scary. Mm, it's hard to even put into words, my feelings about it, because you know, different times I feel different things. Right now I feel okay. I got a nice haircut, dyed my hair. I feel okay. But random times I'll look in the mirror and then I'll be like, something looks different.
Yeah, you'll be like showing me pictures and you'll be like, I look so weird.
Yeah, exactly. And it's made me realize that when I see an old picture of me that I probably thought I looked weird, now I'm like, but I didn't look weird. I looked good, you know? So it just puts into perspective, like, don't take anything for granted in your life of who you are or what you do. Enjoy that. Something that I've taken out of this that has made me a better person. I've learned to pay attention to the small details in life. Like things that I probably wouldn't pay as much attention to before. I'm not calling myself a bad person in the past, or I was a dick or whatever. But I just think that now I pay attention more to the like little details in life, and I care more about them. Not even for anybody else, but for me. I feel like I can take more out of every situation because I'm enjoying more the little details. I'd come home tired from work, and nighttime would come around, and then it's time to put the kids to sleep. We have two kids, and sometimes it's tiring. It takes a long time to be able to bathe them, feed them, put them to bed. And most of the times, I'd probably be like, "Oh, I'm tired, baby. Can you go put them to sleep? I'm just gonna, hang out, play video games, watch TV, just relax, whatever. I'm tired." It's not because I was a bad dad or a bad person. I just wanted to relax. But now I'd rather put the relax to the side, put it later, because I'm not going to get back these little times of me being able to even put my kids to sleep. One day they're going to grow up and they're going to not need me or want me close, which is sad to say because I hope they always want me close. Callie and Milo in the future, if you're listening, I love you guys so much. But yeah, I want to be there for every little moment and enjoy them because they're not going to be there forever. And so I want every second that I can get, I want to put it in my pocket, not let it go away.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing to mention about, since the accident and that you mentioned to me, you haven't been able to like shed a tear.
No, I haven't. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like part of the brain injury or if you just haven't. Oh, I mean, I feel like there's definitely been moments where you could have like cried
No,
for sure.
for sure. There has been moments that I,
Thought you were going to cry?
that I was going to, shed a tear. Because I must admit, I'm a pretty emotional guy, I would say. I think that I would shed tears when, real emotional things would happen. I'm not ashamed to say that. And I just haven't been able to shed one single tear since I had the accident.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild, but the way I'm looking at it right now, at least right this second when I'm talking to you, is that nothing has been, sad enough to make me be upset, I guess. I think everything in my life has been a win.
Maybe just because like you're so grateful that you're alive that it's like, why should I cry about anything?
Everything has been a win.
But maybe life. Like happy tears.
Yeah.
Or are you more of a person that?
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever cried happy tears.
Okay.
When I'm happy, I'll laugh for sure. But like emotional, just sad things would make me shed a tear.
Yeah.
Like anything. Like if I saw a video, something sad, like little kids starving or something, and they're crying, maybe I'll
That's
shed
sad.
a tear.
Yeah.
You know, if I saw a video like that, that's something that could, trigger me.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, nothing has been able to make me shed a tear, which is a little bit odd to me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, maybe it's because I feel like I'm winning.
Yeah.
I'm winning everything. My health, I feel like I'm healthy. I'm working out. I'm playing soccer again, which a lot of doctors said I wasn't going to be able to play my favorite sport, and
Yeah.
I'm playing
That's
again.
true. Like I witnessed the doctor saying that, or saying
Yeah.
like it probably just won't look the same.
Right. I mean, and look, I'm still working into bettering myself. I did have an injury, a bad one. I did have a brain injury. It affected my balance a little bit. And I'm still working, but I've gotten better every time that I've played. And I'm not never giving up. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep fighting all the way up to the top because I want to be the best at what I'm doing, no matter what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's playing soccer, whether it's
Well,
making music.
oh yeah, that's I forgot about that. Like you were making music before the accident.
Yeah.
Is making music gonna be a thing in your future? Have you started making music? What's
For
that?
sure, yeah. I love music so much. And I didn't know that I was ever going to love it as much as I do until I started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Which was late in my life after high school is when I started making music. But I feel like it's just part of me, something that I love to do for myself. Like when I finish a song, it makes me happy. Is it awesome to hear your friends and your loved ones enjoy it? Hell yeah, it's amazing. But like I like it.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear something that sounds cool to me, I'm like, whoa, I did that. You know? So I have started writing again, but I'm not recording it yet because, like Vic said, I did have a tracheostomy, if that's the right term. And so it's affected my voice a little bit, and I'm still working on that.
And the brain injury, or I don't know, maybe the surgery on your face has also made it a little bit harder for you to like rap faster, right?
I think that's the brain injury.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's the brain injury has made because the way I'm talking.
I can tell like when you talk now though, like you kind of like it's like you're holding back a little bit.
And I can't explain it. But like if that's me, if this is me now, then it's somebody that I'm gonna have to learn to live with, right? I'm just not there yet. And so I haven't started recording yet. My confidence, like I said, is not there. It's a little bit low right now. And when I can put it back there, I would love to go and record again because I have written a song that I love, and it's about my accident, the night of my accident. So I can't wait to make that happen and listen to it.
Yeah, I love that song.
But yeah, I'm waiting for my confidence to come back around so I can feel, even more like myself. Like she was saying, coming back from the hospital, I wasn't myself, and I've slowly gotten back to, being like myself. But I'm not 100% there yet. Hasn't even been a year. It's gonna be a year in August, and so, I got time to continue to get better. But for right now, I'm thankful. Today in this moment, I'm not sad, disappointed about anything, but there are times that sadness comes and hits. I'm not gonna lie. Some days I'm depressed. But that all comes back to the confidence. As soon as I can build that back up, shed some weight, keep progressing, improving myself in soccer and my voice and my music, I'm gonna gain it back, and it's gonna slowly push me back to being even more like myself.
Yeah, for sure. No, I see like many good things in your future. And again, we have to point this all to God. Like, God is the reason why he's here today. God is the reason every single thing happened the way it did. And he saved Lucas's life, and he got a second chance at. He got a second chance at life, and we want to make the most of this lifetime
We
together.
do.
And do you have any final words when it comes to discussing like the accident, or a message for people that might be, making the wrong decisions of driving drunk?
Yeah, for sure. To everybody that's sent love and prayers my way, thank you. I guess words will never be enough for me to show how thankful I actually am for all the support that I've gotten. Without the prayers, without God, I would not be here. So, obviously, thank you. And the only message I can give to anybody that's listening that may make the same mistakes that I once made, which was drunk drive sometimes, because I would sometimes drink and drive. But the thing is you're not Superman. You don't have wings. You can't fly. You're not
Invincible.
invincible. Yeah, you can be broken. And I think the biggest mistake that I ever made was think that I was unbreakable. Think that I was invincible, and you're not. So it takes one time for something to happen to completely change your life. Luckily, I'm here. I was able to be given a second chance and be able to raise my children still and be close to my family, my wife,
But
my
a lot
loved
of people
ones.
don't get that
A lot of people
opportunity.
don't get that opportunity. So if you're here and you're listening, you still have that opportunity to not make that mistake. Don't drink and drive. It's a bad choice. Alcohol gives you courage, so just be careful. Make the right choice because life is just one. You don't get another one.
Um, Obviously, I want to say thank you for being vulnerable about that whole entire situation. I know it's not easy to come on and talk about where you went wrong, and that you made a mistake,
Yeah.
and obviously you learned from it, and you're a better person because of it.
Yeah.
And I'm a better person because of it, and it happened for a reason. Thank you so much for opening up about that and doing it here on Gossip Committee. I really appreciate that. But
Thank you for
before,
having me on.
of course, no, I'm not done with you. I just want to talk about one more thing before we end
Okay.
the podcast. And that is, where is your career headed?
Oh, okay. That you want to talk about that? So, I recently started taking real estate classes with my wife together. We're gonna get our licenses. She's already had it, but she made a mistake and let it expire, so she has to take it again.
Yeah,
See, humans, we all make mistakes, right? But yeah,
this is true.
we're taking our classes together so we can get our licenses, and I've been doing construction for the past over 10 years of my life, so I would like to be able to put the two together. My construction experience and now my real estate experience, and grow with that and do something that I haven't even imagined. Honestly, I didn't know that I was going to switch,
Yeah, is there a
but
specific
because,
reason?
well, yeah, I think the going through the accident that I had has made me open my eyes to what I can do and what I was wasting my time on. You know, doing construction tires your body out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it for over 10 years, so I can feel it in my body a little bit. I'm tired of actually being on the job site. I just need to grow my companies and my sources so I can, improve my career and just go into something, a new field that I didn't even imagine. But I'm happy that I'm taking this journey with you, because you've obviously done it before and you were successful. So getting to be by your side is a plus for me. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I'm excited too. I think it's going to be interesting
Yeah.
seeing you. I know everybody loves to say you're the non-confrontational person, and you are just like the sweetest guy, but like, let's keep it real. You are very impatient, and it'll be interesting to see how you handle that in real estate, because you got to have patience for sure.
Yeah. I'm very impatient, that's for sure. But I think when it comes to making money, you do what you normally don't do
I'm definitely excited for this new chapter of our lives and just
Yeah.
like see what comes along with it and what
Yeah.
we're able to achieve. I feel like we're just starting a new season of life, and it's like it's cool because we're making the transition together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you excited to keep this new chapter of your podcast going, like, and keep growing, evolving?
Yeah, for sure. I love sharing parts of my life and sharing the struggles, and social media is one thing, but you know, like I really thrive on like making connections with people. I think it's hard for me to get there, but like once I do, like that's what I like.
Yeah.
And I think you make connections through being open and expressive and vulnerable and really just like talking through like big things and like your thoughts and feelings about things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's important for me to do that here on the podcast for myself every week, and then also have people on that are willing to do the same thing so I can get to know them better, so my audience can get to know them better and see that like just because you follow them on social media doesn't mean you know them or know like
Right.
what's going on in their life, or
Social media is a fraud.
it's a fraud. It is. So yeah, I'm excited, and I'm glad you were my first guest. And I
Thank
think this
you.
has been good. It's been a super long episode, but much needed. I know people wanted to know like the ins and outs of what happened, and I'm sure we forgot some things.
Oh man,
There's
yeah.
so
I feel
many-
like we've talked about so many things that like I said, it's hard to put it all like in words.
And I think in the future we'll do more episodes together just randomly, because like just as a couple, 13 years together, there's so much to cover and we've been through a lot.
Oh.
No, stop. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. That thing is going to fall on me. Oh my gosh. Hell no. Okay. You guys. Okay. So our garage isn't insulated or anything. So like this is where the bugs crawl
dang, you
around.
just told them where the studio's at.
I think they knew that already. Okay. I can't. That thing is going to fall. You guys, I got to peace out. This has been great. I love you so much.
Wait, we out?
Yeah.
Like that?
That's the end of the episode, babe. We covered it all. No.
No, baby, you're gonna be fine. Here, let's stay here until it falls on us. We got it.
No, it's going to fall on me.
Hey, no, but for real, I'm so proud of you for what you're doing with your podcast. You're pushing through all the limits that maybe you didn't even know that you had. So keep going. I'm glad that I was
Thank
able.
you. You're the reason to put that. You're the reason this podcast even started. You told me to basically start a podcast.
Because I know who you are and what you're good at. And you're doing so good at this. So
I'm sorry. I wish I could really be like, yeah, oh, thanks, babe. Love you. But you believing in me is what's gotten me here. So thank you. I love you. And
love you.
I'm excited to be by your side, even though you annoy the shit out of me sometimes. And I annoy you too. So it's all good.
You do. But I love you. It's okay.
Okay, let's go hang out. Wait, are you going to play video games?
No. Like, you want to hang out? Like what?
What do you mean? Like, let's hang out, have fun together. Netflix and chill.
Okay, I'm down to chill.
Okay.
I don't want a Netflix. Let's just chill. Yeah?
Stop.
I'm just playing. No, but yeah, thank you for having me on.
Of course.
Thank y'all for watching. This is amazing. This podcast is fire. And yeah, you should listen to this shit. Share it, you know? We're going to be gossiping over here.
Yeah, we're going to be talking some shit over here,
We're
right?
talking some shit.
Some real shit, though.
Some real shit, yeah.
Okay,
It's all
guys.
good.
Well, like I always say, love you. Do you know what I say? Love you. Mean it.
Mean it.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.